plays. Who do you like for cash?
So first cash play, mentioned him several times already, is Lucas Glover. So he's 9,400 on DraftKings, 10,600 on FanDuel, and $38 on Yahoo. Like you mentioned, 5 for 5 made cuts. He had 4 straight top 25s before last week's carnage at Memorial. Good course history, even though it's a small sample size, but he's got a good course history at the course this week, plus at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. I like Henrik Norlander, but you'll talk more about him a little bit later on. Doc Redman, I like, 8,700 on DraftKings, FanDuel, 9,900 and $33 on Yahoo. So he's third in the model this week. Really strong in the approach game, so that's going to keep him in the mix. He missed the cut last week, but we can't really hold that against him. It was 4 for 4 prior to that with some really good finishes, a couple of top 25s and a top 15. And then lastly, Carlos Ortiz, 7,700 on DraftKings, 9,600 on FanDuel, $38 on Yahoo. He's 20th overall in the model. What I found with Ortiz is he's not exceptional. He doesn't jump off the page in any one category, but he's solid in pretty much every category. He had success here last year with a T5, so I'll go back to Ortiz for my cash play. So who are you liking for cash this week, Zach?
Okay, before I get into that, I just want to mention, I keep looking over this way because in peripheral vision, my dogs are trying to run up a tree chasing a squirrel. So it's funny. Anyways, like you mentioned, Henrik Norlander is my first one. 8,600 on DraftKings, 9,800 on FanDuel, and $24 on Yahoo. Mentioned before, he's been playing really well and ended up getting 6th place at Memorial in those really tough conditions, which is very impressive. 17th on my model. He finished 12th at Rocket Mortgage with a similar setup, made 4 straight cuts. And as we know for cash games, that's what you want to do is make the cut. Because obviously you want that for GPP as well, but cash, you don't need that upside of, top 20, top 10. You just need to make the cut. And it comes with a discounted price. Dustin Johnson, Tony Finau, Brooks Koepka are all really expensive this week, and good reason because of the weaker field and everything. But I think it's going to be an advantage to us to get below the 10,000 range in our plays. And then Norlander's coming in about 10% projected owned. And thanks to Thomas Kelly for our ownership. But that's for GPP ownership, so it might be a little bit higher for cash. And then Lucas Glover, like you already mentioned, 8th in my model. He's 15th in ball striking, made 5 straight cuts, 7th place last year. And then solid floor for cash, because that's what you want in cash is you want the floor to be high. You don't need the ceiling to be high like GPP. And then Glover's 19% projected owned in GPP, so he's probably going to be one of the more highly owned in cash, which there's nothing wrong with that, unless you fade it and he does what he should, then you might be in trouble. And then the last one is Scott Stallings, 7,600 on DraftKings, 9,100 on FanDuel, $21 on Yahoo. Comes in 11th on my model. He's 27th in bogey avoidance, and we want to go under par as much as possible. So you're thinking, well, you want that for every tournament. Yes. But in this tournament, with the scores probably going to be minus 20 or better, for sure going to be better than minus 15, you don't want to be going the wrong way. You want to be either par or birdie or better every time. And so being able to avoid bogeys is a huge key. And then 5 straight made cuts for him. 6th place at Travelers. Made the cut here last year and the last 2 times at Rocket Mortgage as well. And he comes in about 10% projected ownership. So who are you like?